Augusta seems to be getting a bad rap these days from the website WalletHub. The personal finance website has been doing reports and studies on the best and worst cities in the country.
Yep, Augusta continues to get ranked near the bottom in a lot of categories. But is the Garden City so bad? News Channel 6's Mike Miller digging deeper tonight, covering stupid WalletHub and talking to AU about it. Mike.
Brad, whether it's jobs, business, or education, if you look at the website WalletHub, Augusta seems to be one of the worst places to live. But with all the talk of the growth going on here, how can that be? A local professor weighs in for us tonight.
Augusta University professor Rick Franza pays a lot of attention to WalletHub.com studies. Most importantly, the business ones that include Augusta.
I think this is a great place to live. Great quality of life. I lived in Metro Atlanta 22 out of the last 30 years. Great place to live, but no traffic problems here.
But according to WalletHub, Augusta is not one of the best places to live, especially if you're looking to start a career. The website named the Garden City the third worst place for that.
And they're using very macro kind of data, and I think if they had more kind of feet on the ground here in Augusta, I think they'd find that not to be true.
Franza says business school graduates are not having any trouble finding jobs in Augusta. He says WalletHub should put more emphasis on job availability when it does its rankings.
The data by its nature for them is more backward looking, what's been happening. They're not really forward looking.
Augusta has also been named the 25th worst city for jobs, the 19th fattest, the 10th unhealthiest, the 9th most stressed city, and the 3rd saddest place in the country. For Franza, who has only been here 6 months, the rankings don't reflect what is actually going on in Augusta.
The investments that have been made by both the federal government at Fort Gordon, the state government at the new Riverfront campus of Augusta University are going to drive significant employment levels.
Recent expansion announcements from Starbucks and ADP only add to Franza's theory that Augusta will move up the rankings.
We won't be talked about as the third worst or whatever. We'll end up probably more in the middle of the pack.
Well, to add a positive ranking to the list, Southern Business and Development magazine recently named Augusta as the mid-market of the year because of all the growth going on. Jenny.
Smiling, happy in Augusta.
We're not sad.
Third saddest? Are you kidding me?
Can't be true.
School buses are already rolling in some CSRA counties.
Coming up an event
not
today.
Not everybody's smiling about